We're going to get all these amazing people out here. We're going to ask them 1,000 questions. We're going to get to some of yours at the end, too, so start thinking them up. So first out, we have the very lovable Raj. Please welcome Kunal Nair. Get on out. And he plays Howard. Please welcome Simon Helberg. As Leonard, Johnny Galecki. You've known her for years simply as Penny. Please welcome Paley Cuoco. And of course, Sheldon, Jim Parsons. Playing the wonderful Amy, please welcome Mayim Bialik. And Doctor. And please welcome creator, executive producer, Bill Prady. Also give a hand to showrunner and executive producer, Steve Malaro. And finally, we welcome creator and executive producer, Chuck Lorre. This season was bonkers, bananas, amazing. Like, crazy amazing, so much happened. And actually, let's start with you, Kaylee. Penny, is it odd for Penny to have a last name? Is that weird for you now?
Oh. No, it's good, it's good. I still have in my head what her original maiden name is, but what I think it is. We all have an opinion on it, yeah. But it's Forever Hofstetter now.
Aw.
Yeah.
Forever.
Hey, there could be a divorce sometime.
Shut up.
You never know.
That
Jim
never
gives it
happens.
6
I don't
months.
know what you're talking about. He gives it 6 months.
Kaylee and Tony, was that emotional for you guys to get married on the show after all this time? Were you misty?
I think we've had more emotional moments than that. I think
It was
the I love
you
yous
scene.
were
You
big
know, that's where
a couple
I went
years
to.
ago. Yeah. The actual wedding just seemed like the right next step. But we've had a lot of tearjerkers together, so that was just a nice, I don't know, a nice ending to that, I guess.
We didn't rehearse that one much, the I love you, the first time we said it out loud, and it was really,
Yeah.
yeah, it built to a really nice.
Very special.
One take, too, by the way.
It was,
Am I
we
the
did
only
one
one
take.
getting misty?
I think I cried more than both of you two.
We cried a lot.
Steve cries when he writes. This is-
Very
no, this is-
sensitive.
no, when he's writing an emotional scene, and he'll be crying.
Our scripts are wet every time. Disgusting.
I'm
That's
sure it'll
because we
happen
hid it.
before the night is
It's not
over.
really.
And I guess speaking of couples, Jim and Mayim, did you guys finally consummated things?
It felt very, very right. Actually, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt right, but you know, for a relationship that we had really guarded as so personal and special and different, it felt like, you know, we were joining the club of all of humanity.
That's
you know?
I will tell you something, in all honesty, we have, and 3 of them sit right here, but the writing has been such, for the whole show, but I felt it most acutely in this relationship. In any progress we have made as a couple, whether it's been saying I love you or finally doing it or whatever, it's been bridges to cross that you never thought would happen. And when it does happen, the way it is written, the way it happens from the writers is so organic and so easy to do that it is a pleasure. And that's all credit to them. It really is, because I never thought Sheldon would have sex on this show. I didn't. And I'll say I look forward to doing it again, just like Sheldon did. But
You're all alike.
Well,
You're all
look,
alike.
that's not true. Look, I discovered a new way of conversing with an actor on this series, which was pillow talk. And I had never done that in 9 years. And everybody else had had bedroom scenes before. And suddenly I was in bed with you, and I was like, oh, you can kind of be quiet and talk like this. I've never had another scene like that. I can't wait to be back in bed again.
And now for the writers, were you guys nervous writing that episode with Star Wars, with Sheldon, with Amy? Like, how did it come about? How did you know you were ready?
I think we're always nervous when we hit these big tent poles, and for a long time I had kind of kicking around the back of my head two things: that when the time came that Bob Newhart would be there in ghost form to counsel Sheldon, and the other thing that I think we kind of felt for a while was that it would be on an event like her birthday, so he could say, I look forward to next year when we do it again, because that was a way to let this thing happen, but Sheldon to still stay Sheldon. And then with Star Wars coming up, that was a great reason and excuse to bring Bob back into it, and then for the guys to feel as nervous and excited about Star Wars as the two of you were about finally consummating. So yes, but we're always nervous anytime, any I love yous, first kisses, babies, all of it. The tension levels in the writer's room go up
Really?
quite a bit, yeah.
Because you're just sobbing the whole time? And
Well,
feel weird?
probably, yeah.
So someone is always assigned to hold Steve.
Someone mops Steve. It's a big episode.
This is what it looks like.
Speaking of other milestones, let's get to the baby. How exciting is this? And I wanted to ask Simon, Bernadette is pregnant, so you're a father of two. Well, congratulations.
No biggie.
Good job. As a dad, father of two, do you have any advice that you would give Howard as he approaches fatherhood?
Oh, I was hoping Howard would give me some advice. Or the writers. I just call the writers in the middle of the night. Like, what do I do? You guys write this stuff, right? What's real life like? I just hope it's not twins, because then I know on television they have to have doubles, so that'd be quadruplets.
Too many babies.
And then I have 2 babies at home, so that would be 6 babies. So please.
7.
Oh, yes, that's true. Kunal, the resident baby. Any advice? Don't shake the baby. I think that's what you're supposed to. I don't know. I don't do a lot of fathering. No, I'm on television. It's a very busy guy. I'm a very busy guy. I get the writers get to be the real dads there. So please, make Howard a good dad. I look forward to it. Every time I open the script, I'm just blown away, and it's such a light, lovely touch that the writers have. It's hard to explore these issues on a sitcom, in a comedy, and they know how to do it, and we're happy to say the words. So.
We have no idea what's about to happen in the scripts at all, ever. We never know until we open the script the day before we're about to start that episode.
That's true, but nobody asked. Why'd you say that?
Kunal hears voices.
My car is blue.
To answer that question,
It's a tough crowd out here.
please.
It's a tough crowd. You can't get away with anything. in
It's
this group.
already begun.
I'll take this one, Kunal, no one asked. No.
And actually getting to Kunal, and I will interject really quick and say, I forgot to tell you that Melissa can't be here. She had a previous commitment in New York.
Yes.
Don't let that spread any rumors. She's just in New York.
She did not want to come
didn't wanna
here.
come.
She hates all
She sends
of
her
you.
love.
She's backstage.
She's back there just
She's
mad.
crying right now.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say that, but I got too excited and I forgot. But Kunal, let's talk a little bit about Footprints on the Moon. Were you excited to just really rock out and play some good folk music?
With the filk music?
Yeah, Thor and
Yeah,
Dr. Jones.
In fact, the writers told me to pull it back a little because I was having too much fun with it. So I couldn't
Yeah, you're too good.
You're too good.
Raj would never be this good. You're too gifted.
Yeah.
Take it down, Kunal.
The funnest thing was that I love the way Raj was like telling the story with the song. You know what I mean? What was the song? Thor and Dr.
Thor and
Jones.
Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
I think the actual name of the song was Hammer versus Whip, but the chorus was Thor and Dr. Jones.
In parentheses.
We have a
Yeah.
question. We can't remember what FILK stands for. Can
Yeah.
someone remind us?
Do
It
you
does-
guys remember?
No, it doesn't stand for anything.
No,
It's folk music that is in the science fiction.
Right.
But
so
it's not-
it
it's
did
not an
mean
acronym.
something. It had some sort of.
I thought it was like MILF.
Folk, I'd like to
Milk
know.
music is so good.
I'd like to know.
It's a much more tamed down version.
So much more gentleman.
Maybe you should take another question from Kunal's head.
What else is on your head?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Actually, I did hear, Kunal, that you have them straighten your hair for the show, right?
I don't have them.
No.
Got it.
In Kunal's defense, that is not true.
Curly. It's not curly on the show. He has to straighten it.
But he doesn't ask for that.
That comes, yeah.
They
The
just do
voices
it.
in his head ask for him.
No, that's not true.
I'd like to answer this question, please.
Please, Kunal, we're trying to talk as you.
We're trying to answer your question.
I'd like to answer this question, please. Now, Kunal, answer it. Yeah, why do you make them do all that stuff to you? Why
Sing
are you
it,
so
girl.
needy?
I have curly hair in real life. And
Oh. For everyone with eyes, Kunal has curly hair. in real life.
And if you actually notice the first season, Raj has like hipster curly hair. And in the second season, for some reason, they started straightening my bangs. And in third season, they just started flat
Everything.
ironing my entire hair.
No, everything. From head down. All straight.
What a stupid thing to say.
I know. Why did you make me
Like,
say
what
that?
an idiotic.
What a stupid thing to do.
Hey. And to be completely honest, to this day, I have no. Do you guys have any idea? Did it come from the top down?
We don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea how it changed. Why?
I have an opinion.
Oh, this is
I
going to be
think
good.
this is about continuity. We have hair
Yes.
and makeup, as you know, on the show that come in between every scene, like straightening things and making things the same as they were in the scene before. And I think straight hair is a lot easier to do
Yes,
than
it
curly
is.
hair.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Johnny knows.
Yes.
Curly over there.
But you know, the show has just passed a huge milestone. 200 episodes, 9 seasons. Maybe it's. I mean, if it's working, stick with it. I mean, if your hair is the secret, maybe you just got to keep going with it. But
maybe we find out that Raj spends an hour every morning ironing
I
everything.
think he definitely does.
Yeah, everything. Huh?
Everything.
Yeah.
All of it, like Simon said. So.
Body iron.
But why do you guys think, like, you know, personally speaking, why do you guys think that the show is so successful? Why do you think
I
it's
think you're
surprising?
seeing it right now. Like, no, really. Like, this group, this is us at work. Like, this is us at dinner. That is why this show, the writing obviously is absolutely unbelievable. The fact they can keep the level going up and up every year is completely
But
unheard of.
secondary to us, is that what you're saying?
Secondary to our genius. Yeah. No, to the relationships that we have, I think off camera, you completely show on screen. It's completely true and real. And like I said, right now, this is who we are, and we give each other a hard time and love each other, but it's completely as real as it is on camera.
Yeah,
The
you
writers
guys
capture
get
that.
we give you guys a really hard time.
No, it's true. I mean,
It really is kind of like watching puppies fighting. It's like, I don't want you to stop, but I can't stop watching it. It's just, like, I want you to keep going. Just, you're not going to hurt each other.
it's
Go
pretty.
at it.
I think the 200th episode really kind of put that in perspective for all of us, and not to get too sentimental this early on in the evening, but it really. I mean, there's been essentially the same group in the same room for over 1,000 days now, and yes, we've each had our bad days, and everybody wakes up on the wrong side of the bed. But even during those days, we've managed to work together in ways that are not just productive but pleasurable. And I don't know how many groups of people you can say that about. I'm so proud of this family. So.
You know, even when you guys welcome guest stars, you play with them so well, and you've had the best guest stars ever. You've had this season, or no, not this season, but James Earl Jones, Stephen Hawking, Billy Bob Thornton, Stephen Merchant, Adam West, Elon Musk. How was it working with Adam West? Did anyone freak out?
I freaked out.
You freaked out?
I cried when I met him. I mean, that
You
was like
did?
I cried when I met him. That was the Batman of my youth, like standing in front of me, and he's still kind of, I mean, he looks enough and he's shaped enough and sounds exactly like Batman. Like the dimensions.
He will be thrilled to know he's shaped enough.
Just everything triggered enough in my psyche of the Batman of my childhood. It was unbelievable.
Well, here's a little interesting thing about the Adam West stuff. We had wanted him on the show for a while, and he was supposed to be on last season and season 8, and we had written some of those scenes already. So the car scenes when the guys are arguing over who was the best Batman was written last season, and then through scheduling, it fell out, and then we were scrambling to put together the 200th episode and wondering what could happen, and we thought, well, maybe the guys could get Adam West for Sheldon's birthday, and then we remembered there were 2 scenes that were already written last year. We found them, and they were funny. It was like finding money in your coat that you hadn't had on since last winter. There's 8 pages that exist. This is great. So it worked out. He was amazing. We were thrilled to have him. Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Elon Musk was amazing this year.
How did that happen? How did you get Elon Musk?
I'd met him, and I guess his kids watched the show, and they'd got him to watch the show, and you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Would you ever consider being on the show? And yeah, I kind of.
You're asking me?
Yeah. Yeah. And he said sure, and we found a way to incorporate him, and we were thrilled. He showed up.
Pretty good actor. Kid did his lines there on
It
time.
was adorable because I don't think he'd ever acted before. So when he first got a laugh, he just stopped. He just stopped. He looked, what's happening?
Yeah.
It was adorable.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Any guest stars coming up that you guys can tell us about at all?
Well, we're going to be meeting Leonard's dad finally in a few episodes.
What?
Johnny, you play Leonard. Would you like to talk about that?
Sure. We were all honored to be invited to this James Burrows tribute a couple of months ago, whenever it was. And
James Burrows is playing your dad?
yeah. And we all had the opportunity. There were these incredible casts there that Jimmy had directed, and I had the opportunity to meet Judd Hirsch, and I ran up to him and just kind of bombarded him with verbalization. I just went on for a long time about what a fan I am, and then got deeper. I should probably preface the story by sharing the fact that they were serving wine at the James Burrows tribute. It was free wine. And so I went on for a little bit, but I did share with him, and this is true, that when we were shooting the pilot, I was always a fan of Taxi, but I rewatched the first 2 or 3 seasons, not because I wanted to base Leonard on his character, but the purpose that his character served in this group of people, this kind of anchor to this group of people, and who was just as much, at times, a voice of reason as he was just as confused as everyone else. And I shared that with him, and then it kind of, a lightning bolt struck, or maybe another Merlot. And I said, hey, would you have any interest in playing my dad on the show?
And he said no, but Rhea Perlman is going to dress him in drag. It's going to be really great.
Wait,
really
is that
funny.
a hate joke, goddammit?
It's a curly hair joke.
Oh, I see. And which may have been a little presumptuous of me because nothing was written or anything like that, but I knew that Chuck and Steve and Bill were equal fans of his. And so it just kind of went from there. And I think I texted you, Steve, that night, if not first thing in the morning, and said that, if we can if this storyline comes around before we're done with the show, Hirsch seemed really excited about the idea, and I can't wait, man. I just can't wait.
So it's happening. So we're very excited.
Yeah.
Do you get an agent fee for that? Do you get 10%? Hooking
We're
that
working
up?
on that.
Yeah, do some negotiations. And any other guest stars you guys can tell us? We're just gonna have to keep watching, right? Any other
I
guest
think that's all we know
Okay.
at the moment.
We won't probe too far. That's insane and amazing. How do you think your
Danny DeVito will be the baby next year. Spoiler alert. Don't tell anybody.
Wait a second.
Wait.
Wait
I know how
a
DNA
second.
works. That is not nice.
That's a diaper you don't want to deal with.
So many great guest stars in the 200th episode. Let's talk about that for a second. When you guys were coming upon that big milestone, 200, it's a big number, how did you approach writing that episode?
We didn't really have a plan, and we were at the point where we were asking each other, are we at the point, do we need, it's just a number, do the people watching at home even care if it's the 200th episode or not? Do we have to do anything special? But I guess we felt some amount of pressure to do something, and really at the last minute, while trying to figure out what we might do, we remembered that it was a year ago that Sheldon had admitted to Penny that it was his birthday. So that was floating around, and it very quickly seemed to make sense. This was an opportunity to bring back some old friends and bring back Sarah Gilbert and Christine Baranski and Adam West for some reason, as Sheldon said. And then as soon as we hit on that idea, it all fell into place.
And it made it feel
fast.
really, I think for us, it made it feel kind of celebratory that we had a party episode the week of our 200th. And, we had a party that we had and a lot of press, but for me, it really felt special when we were having the filming of that episode. That was memorable, I think, for us.
Right. Jim, your character Sheldon, not a huge fan of his birthday. How about you? Do you actually like your birthday? Does anyone here hate their
yes,
birthday?
very much. Yes, and no, I actually do. I don't care if it's celebrated, but I like the time of year. It's in spring, and I don't know. I'm an Aries. I think most things about me are lovely.
Anyone else hate their birthday? You guys are all down with your birthdays.
Oh, it's a great day.
What's wrong
for
with a
America.
birthday?
I don't
It's
know.
a wonderful time of year.
Yeah.
Ask
You don't
Sheldon.
like your birthday?
Now, and you all play geniuses or hot people or both. Do you?
Same thing, for
Thank
sure.
you, and
It's the
thank
same. Geniuses, hot people.
I was hired to play a hot person, but then they
Right.
made my character. I adapted.
Last minute rewrite.
Yeah.
Dual purpose.
Not believable. I'm too hot, but okay. I guess. Good actor. I'm a hotter person, but I'm a good actor.
Do you guys think playing very, very smart and very attractive people, do you think that makes your fans more intimidated of you than just if you were a garden variety, very, very successeful actor?
No.
Hopefully.
I don't think garden
fans are
variety
intimidated.
successful actor.
I mean, are people afraid to come up to you? Are they like, ugh, I seem
Is
to be...
Meryl Streep like a garden variety successful actor?
Well,
know.
I don't find that
think
People are not afraid.
No, not afraid.
I mean, I know.
Do you feel scared? Are you really scared?
Do you wish they were more afraid?
Yes.
They're definitely not afraid.
No.
No, they're
There's a
definitely not
vulnerability.
afraid.
No, I don't get
They
afraid.
really like, they
They
just
feel
wanna
like they
take us
know
home to
the
the doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
squeeze us a lot. A lot of squeezing.
Yeah, I get squeezing.
No,
I
it is
took
a
martial
compliment.
arts.
Touching,
Yeah. You should be afraid. Be very afraid.
It is a compliment to feel like people
Touching.
feel that comfortable, with
Yeah.
us. And we're in their homes.
hugging,
and-
kissing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot.
And now with Penny, let's talk a little bit about how she's sort of evolved over the years. Like, what is your maybe favorite way that Penny's changed over the years?
Oh my gosh. I mean, so many ways. She has a real job now. She's married to her best friend. I mean, I've said from the pilot that was always my dream that they would get married. Yeah. And there were a couple years there where I thought, oh, I don't think they're going to go that way with this. So I always knew she was in love with, the guy next door. I always knew that deep down. So that made me the happiest. I don't know what's going to happen with her. It's fun. There's always something new. And, the job situation, obviously married life. And it's been, it's always fun for me to open the script and see what's new for them. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I think a marriage deserves a round of applause.
Hey, ever since Raj met Penny, he thought he was going to make out with her too.
We did.
And then it happened.
Again, no one asked you.
Kunal, do you not watch the show?
His dreams lived and died that night.
What have been your biggest kind of lessons emotionally for the whole cast, either emotionally or scientifically, a lesson that you've learned from being on this show? Have you guys walked away with the...
Scientifically, don't go into the sciences. We are not smart enough to do that. So I learned that. Let the writers write smart. Is that a sentence? Yeah, I can't even say it.
We'll let them do the writing. Any other takeaways you guys have taken life-wise that you've ended up applying in your own lives?
I hate to even go to that point because then I start thinking like we're in the second half of our run, and makes
Second
me-
half.
Shut up! Yes, second half.
Jesus, you got a positive outlook. Well, there was this 18-year run of a show once. I don't mean to be pessimistic. I'm just saying. 18 years is a hell of
Can
a
you
long
believe I want to
show.
spend more time with these people? Like, I don't understand. There's nothing is safe up here. You can't say anything.
No, it's a safe space.
No, I don't.
Is there anything that you guys secretly wish for your characters? I mean, you've got people listening right here that you kind of secretly wish would happen.
I don't know.
No?
Raj is dating 2 women right now, so.
So,
If you pay the writers enough money,
Yeah.
dreams do come true.
You guys listening to that?
That's all I have to say about that. Maybe 3?
Oh, yeah. Season 18.
We can call it the Big Banger House. Get it?
We get it.
we got it.
We got it.
Not the. You know what's funny though? It's a very funny. Shut up. It's a very funny. But in all seriousness, I don't feel like, in some ways, we have very much ultimate ownership over these characters.
Yeah.
And the reason, it's like we get asked a lot. Do you want things for your character? What do you? And I have the whole time we've been asked this, and it's like. You
don't
can make
write
up
it.
answers and say things. Be quiet. You can make up answers and say things. I'm being serious. But none of the things that you think of, or I always feel this way, none of the things I think of for Sheldon or for any other character ever compete with what they actually deliver, the writers. And so it is true. You can applaud or not, but it is true. And so one of the greatest joys, and the reason 9 years going on to 10 into this show, it is so much fun for all of us. It's not just because we like each other, because some days we don't, but it's because every week there is some... What? But it really is, because every week the story is different, and you had no idea what was coming, and suddenly you're doing something you were like, I didn't think we'd ever do that.
It's true.
But it's fun to do, and it's easy to do, and it's a pleasure to do, and God bless you.
Well, since you're saying such nice things about the writing, I have to say we are so blessed to have the 7 actors that we have. You guys are just magic and so talented. And I really mean it. I've said before, we can take any 2 of you and put you in a scene that's already more than halfway to being awesome just because you're in it. It's completely true. Yeah.
This is how these conversations end up. No, you're great. No, you're great. You're great.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay, Steve. See you tomorrow.
Steve.
You haven't hung up.
I'll be there at 10.
I said you're going to hang up.
That was so sweet, and my next question was going to be to Johnny whether or not you knew you were going to have to dress up as a sexy carrot before you got this script. No, I'm sorry, I changed mood. Anything that you've opened a script that you've, like, for example, you dressed up
I'm never bringing that outfit from home to the set again. That was fun. It was actually liberating.
He loved it.
I
It was
did.
liberating.
Yeah, we did the scene, and then there was a wardrobe person just off camera. We cut, and she brought a bathrobe up to me to put her. I said, "Get that thing out of here! I'm loving it."
Yeah.
And
I enjoyed, but I don't know if anyone
They,
watching
they,
it.
if they don't know what you're talking about, you were wearing lingerie. They
Oh yes, it was orange lingerie.
Yeah.
In fact, I have it.
Maya, has there been anything really surprising that you've opened up a script night before, you know?
I mean, honestly, the coitus episode,
Yeah.
neither Jim nor I we didn't think that was happening now. And I never read the scripts. We get them the night before we start at table reading. And I typically don't read them until the morning of the table reading, but this tape night, I happened to be leafing through the script.
Yes,
as it had
she
come,
did.
And we passed each other in the hallway.
I was going down to perform a scene, and she said, "Did you read the next episode?" And I jokingly, "Are there children here? Are there children here?"
No.
You don't have to use that word.
No, I want to hear what
Okay.
you said. No,
I just turned back to her in the dark of the set and went, "What do we fuck?" You know. I was kidding.
If there were children here, they're grown-ups now.
I know. I'm sorry. Why do I
Anyway.
ask when I can't control myself?
I had the same reaction that I just had.
Yes.
And then
And I was like, what? What? But I was on camera next, and she wasn't. So.
no, but that was we just, you know, I think it was.
We
done-
didn't see it coming.
We did not.
No pun intended. Sorry.
You know, one of
Teed
Steve's
up.
tent poles, as he calls it. What?
I know. I'm hoping that Sheldon doesn't wait a year because I'm.
Me too.
Yeah. You know, and speaking of how you guys get the scripts and then you go to table read the next day, you're really shooting around the clock. I want to know from the creators, kind of what are your feelings on the state of the multicam sitcom? Where is it today? Where do you want it to go?
Oh, we have no control over the state of the sitcom. I guess, you know, we put on a show in front of an audience every week, and it's kind of thrilling. It's kind of nerve-wracking because it's an audience, and they might not think we're as funny as we do.
Do you get nervous that they're not going to laugh?
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all the time.
You guys all do.
30 years of this, and I'm still nervous.
Really?
Because
you're scared,
the audience
absolutely.
the audience is going to do what the audience is going to do. And sometimes when the material isn't what we hoped, you can hear the 134 freeway
Right. That's not a good feeling.
It's quiet, you know? And we look at each other and go, oh my goodness, we need to rewrite this. But it's something magical about what happens in front of an audience.
Yeah.
It's very intimate. The audience is right there watching a performance right in front of them. It's not a movie being made by any stretch of the imagination. There's no canned laughter. Those are real people. And sometimes, you know, they will tell you with their silence that you're wrong. And so we rewrite on the spot and change the scenes as we're going. And it's pretty thrilling. And I love the lineage. It goes way, way, way back into the early days of television. And it comes from theater and theater on the radio. I love that we're still doing it. I know it's kind of fallen out of favor, but it's exciting. It's exciting. You should come see a show on a Tuesday night over at Warner Brothers. It's an electric environment to watch these guys perform live.
Do you guys still, yeah, absolutely. Do you guys still get nervous for tape nights? Or you?
No, we do. We do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's funny, he mentions when nobody laughs and you can hear the 134, we all feel to believe. The writers are going there, oh, we wrote it wrong. We're all going, we said it wrong.
Yeah. Give me another chance.
It's just, you know, when people don't laugh, you're like, oh, I must have messed that up somehow, because that was good.
Yep.
But it is a hell of a good time. And I do sometimes think that the people who craft this stuff, these people over here, don't necessarily always, especially right now, get the credit they deserve for. It's hard as hell to get one of these up every week and to make people laugh live like that every week. It's a challenge, and it's a real format to get the chance to dance in, and we're very lucky to get to do it.
And we
I love
have
it.
3.5 hours or 4 hours to do it. To do like 40 pages, 30,
That's
you know.
quick, though, yeah.
You don't have a lot of time to do it.
It's
either.
very quick.
Yeah. So you got to get it right.
But as Chuck has said, there's no recipe. It's reinventing the wheel every week. And it's a beautiful and humbling learning process every single night, every single tape night.
Every week I think, okay, the script is perfect. Every week.
Really?
Every week.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Yeah, you got to go with it, yeah.
And then
Really? You worked on it all
the whole
week.
week is getting slapped
That's
around
exactly
the head.
right.
You know, it's an incredible learning experience because the audience is teaching you.
Yeah.
They're teaching you, you know, in their response. They taught us early on when we first began the series, you know, they taught us about the characters more than we knew. We didn't understand, you know, how fragile these characters were and how, and in the naive, despite their brilliance, they were very, very vulnerable. And the audience would let us know.
That was one of the lessons of the first pilot.
Yes, no, we put them in jeopardy or in situations where they were not being taken good care of. The audience was not happy with us. And they also let us know when the show had become too risque. This was one of the earliest lessons. This is not 2.5 Men. And there's a tone and quality to the characters that has to be honored. And I think we learned that by listening to the audience.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of listening to the audience, thanks for that segue. It's actually time for your questions, you guys. I see some hands. Now, here's how this works. A microphone we'll get to. It's kind of like Lord of the Flies with the conch. If you've got the conch, you can talk. So I'm going to point right here to you with the wristband. If you have a question.
Sorry, but I have to ask. So how did Suicide Squad end?
No. We really have no idea. We have not seen it yet. All I know is I've seen the trailers and we all thought they looked pretty cool.
I Googled
know as much as you do.
that when I read it, so yeah, it looks cool, whatever it is, Suicide Squad. Google it.
I'm going to pick right here in the front.
I didn't know that Will Smith was in Shark Tale until I read the script.
I didn't either. I thought they were wrong.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I was just wondering, we've been watching for years. Love the show. It's awesome.
Thank you.
You guys wear a lot of layers.
Some more
Every
than
single
others.
show, we've noticed this little detail that
Because we're all super in shape and they need to make us.
I know the lights come on, it gets hot, and then they have to
It
pre-chill
does
the,
get
you know, the
warm,
whole
yes.
but is it written in that you have to have layers in it?
From them? No.
Because we were just
That's Mary
not
Quigley.
demanding layers.
We had a car. Well, we work. If you look at how we go throughout a season, we actually go through the seasons of the year, and there's a certain set of months where Mary Quigley says, we're wearing jackets because it's fall and it's winter, and then we finally get a reprieve and we get to not wear heavy coats anymore. But we actually mirror the
I've not
season.
noticed this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ladies know.
You don't get it as bad.
I leave the house in a goddamn jacket every single time.
Well, I wear a lot of layers as it is as Amy, so I know when I have to wear a coat, it's a fall or a winter scene. Otherwise, I'm in my normal layer.
Leonard's always in a hoodie, right?
If, at least one. Yeah.
At least one.
But that is
Two
the
is a
genius
cool
of Mary Quigley,
It's
who's
a
the costume
visual
designer,
thing,
who I actually worked with on Rosanna, even as I've known her since I was 15, and Chuck worked with her on 2.5, right?
Was
Is that how you met Mary Quigley?
Yeah, go back 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is really hard to argue. I will say that it's really hard to argue with Mary. She does a really good job.
Yeah.
So you may not want the jacket, but she probably knows what
We
she's
look
doing.
the way we look because of Mary.
it's true.
That look
So
is
for
all
better or
that.
worse,
It's all Mary.
thank you, and how dare you, Mary?
Who else? We'll go, you know what, you're right in the middle, and your likelihood of you getting the mic is so little that I want to give it to you, 'cause, like, you're right smack in the middle.
Someone get in an elevator with the mic if the third tier.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, this question is for Jim.
Yes, sir.
I am a huge fantasy football fan, and I'm so excited that you've joined the community this past year.
Yes.
Do you find that you are taking breaks on set to update your roster?
Yes,
and
he
have you got the other cast involved?
Yes,
They don't even
he-
bother
I'll
to take
answer that. Yes, he is. These
We
things
all
right here.
take breaks so these two can talk about it.
I don't know that we've had to take breaks. I will say two things. Number one, Kunal and I have a lot to talk about on the set because of fantasy football.
And I came last this year and last year.
And I came second.
And he came second.
Yes. I lost in the championship round. Anyway, but I did one time tune Sheldon's onstage computer to a Rockets game. That was the It was a long scene. It was live on stage, and I was like, mother of hell, we have actual internet on this thing. I got the live score on it. It was like, I can watch this while we're doing this. This is so great. Anyway.
Let's take one from up here. Let's see, in the red cardigan right up here.
Do you guys get mics up there?
Yeah, we got a mic.
In
Just
the
right
third
now.
tier?
My daughter and I both have questions. My daughter has one for me. For
Mayim.
Thank you.
Hi, Mayim.
Hi.
Hi.
I didn't tell your name.
I'm a Jewish educator, and you're a really big part
Me
of
too.
who we are. Yeah, awesome. And I actually run a teen philanthropy group, and was wondering if you wanted to come speak to them one time. They're called the Tzedakah Teams.
No pressure. No pressure.
They're here tonight.
Jim
They're-
answered
Right
for me.
here, and they're coming
She
to
is
the car with
so
I can call you.
busy.
Well, anyway, they love you. I just
Thank
wanted
you.
to let you know.
I appreciate that.
This question's for the men.
Oh,
Sorry. Later.
I'll leave.
Yeah, we got to sort that out now.
I know
Comics.
on camera your characters love comic books.
Oh, God.
Do,
Yeah.
Your answer is no. 'Cause I think-
Yeah.
Have we ever read one?
This is
no.
going well.
do you like or are
Nope.
in love with comics
Nope.
as individuals?
I like the cartoons they draw on them.
None of you like comics at
No,
all?
I do. I had a few
most-
books that I was a big fan of growing up.
Okay.
I'm not a
Health
man,
Quest was
but
my book. Wendy and Richard Penny. There. Slam.
Slam. Archie. I used to read Archie.
I watched Comic Relief. Does that count?
So,
Archie and Jughead. I like those guys.
Is the illusion,
So
is,
you're
is the
not
illusion just blowing away for you?
I know it's
Nerd cred runs
I,
pretty
my,
deep.
my nerd cred does run pretty deep.
Runs pretty
yeah.
deep, yeah.
I was raised in a house of comic books. I'm the superhero person.
oh, okay.
yeah.
Because you mentioned Batman and you mentioned Adam West.
Yes.
So you're into DC Comics?
I mean, I was raised with a full spectrum. You know, I also, well, you know, we were an equal opportunity household. But
Okay, thank you. Let's take one more. We've got enough time for one more, and then we have one Twitter question. So how about in the red with an orange hat, you were raising your hand so...
Can I stop? There's one lady who's been on the third tier with her
I
hand
know,
up.
and I don't think we have mics.
She can shout. She can shout.
You're not running
paradise
the
up there.
evening.
Let's do.
You mean up there?
Yeah, that lady
there
right there has
mics
been her
up
hand
there?
up forever. Can you just scream your question?
Where's red and the orange
I
hat?
see white.
There's a child.
Yeah, just scream.
Oh, hi.
The one you corrupted with the F word.
Oh, my God.
There you are.
Sorry.
That one.
Hi.
Hold it.
Scream your question.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Oh no, what just happened?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Oh, well,
Never
We'll get
mind.
back to you, miss.
hold on.
You wait. We'll come right back to you.
Where is
just
that
happened?
kid?
Why
Where
did
is that kid?
Okay, so a quick one from you up there.
Okay. I was wondering if what movie do you guys like, and please act out your favorite scene.
Please play Adam West, please. Please do Adam West. That's a big ass
Oh my
kid.
God. This is from The Revenant. No, jeez.
That's a big ask.
Yeah.
My God. Have
No
you seen
one's
Last of
gonna
the
do anything?
Mohicans? This
I
is
don't-
a
You gonna
hilarious-
act something out right now?
I'm not dying.
My pitch is that we just do the end of Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
Fall
yeah.
Down dead.
Dungeons.
What?
Is that a movie?
It's up there with The Godfather for me, but yes, Dungeons and Dragons definitely.
It's all right. So the Revenant. That was a great Revenant, though.
That was
Good.
top
You
notch.
stumped the band, my friend.
Yes,
Top notch. So
I was in the bear suit.
I
They
can
don't use
feel
that
it.
in
I can
those
see it. So we have time. That's it for audience questions. We have one from the Paley app. Big Bang Kitty 73 asks, will we ever meet Sheldon's nephew?
Sheldon? Oh, Sheldon's sister's baby.
That's Jim's sign-on name, by the way.
He wants to know.
He'd be a little boy. It's true.
I ask Big Bang Kitty 73 for clarification, but
Oh.
yeah.
I wish there was a better.
Just say you're 18, I guess. You know? I don't know.
All right. You're just going to have to watch.
Fans are dying to know.
Let's get that. Let's get that.
Stand up and scream your
Okay.
There you go.
Her?
Yes, the girl in the white way at the top.
Right there, she's standing.
Okay, everyone be real quiet so we can
She's
hear
like,
her.
will we ever meet Sheldon's nephew? Really?
Wait, shh.
I have a question for Paley.
Oh, what the?
Sit down. What's the point?
Second, I'll take this. Go ahead.
Right.
I have prom next month. Do you have a dress I can borrow?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you need a date?
You've already got 2 girlfriends.
And a wife.
And a wife.
I know. Well, I think that is it for our questions, you guys. That pretty much wraps up our panel. I mean, I think you said it best. Your vanity card for the 200th episode, you ended it with simply bazinga. So I think I can only say that. You guys, congratulations to you guys. Congratulations, Adam.
Thank you, guys.
You guys were great.